U.S. President Donald Trump said Monday that TrumpRx.gov, a government-backed website that helps people find lower-cost prescription medicines, will now include generic drugs. The expansion adds commonly used medications such as atorvastatin, a cholesterol treatment, and metformin, a diabetes medication. Trump said more than 600 generic medicines have been added to the platform as part of his administration's effort to reduce prescription costs and improve access to affordable health care.
4 months ago, I stood before you to announce the launch of the TrumpRx.gov, a brand new website featuring the largest discounts on prescription drugs in the history of our country, the history, frankly, of any country. And for decades, Americans paid the highest drug prices anywhere in the world by far. But under the most favored nation agreements I negotiated, we now pay the lowest price paid for anybody in any country. So we've slashed the price of dozens of commonly used prescription drugs by differences of 400, 500, and even 600%. So today I'm thrilled to announce that we're increasing the number of drugs available on TrumpRx by nearly 7 times, adding over 600 affordable generics to the website, working with industry partners. Cost-effective generic drugs are often available at just a tiny fraction of the price of their brand name equivalents, and in theory, they're the same thing. Sometimes they're better, with the same dosage, the same effectiveness, and the same active ingredients, yet many consumers do not think to ask for them. They don't know about them. By incorporating this massive catalog of low-cost generics at TrumpRx.gov, consumers will now have one source to ensure that they're getting the lowest possible cost on their prescription. So they have a real option now today. They have something that they've never had before. They've never had anything like this or even close.
The website does not sell medications directly, but guides users to private online pharmacies and pricing platforms where they can compare prices and make purchases. Partner services include Amazon Pharmacy, GoodRx, and billionaire entrepreneur Mark Cuban's Cost Plus Drugs. TrumpRx will feature some of the best and lowest prescription prices available, Trump said. He added that in some cases, discounted generic medicines may cost less when paid in cash than through insurance out-of-pocket expenses.
With these additions, TrumpRx will feature the best and lowest prices on prescriptions used by tens of millions of Americans already. And in some cases, the discounted generics available through TrumpRx may be offered at an even lower cash price than the out-of-pocket insurance cost, which has always been the lowest. We're going to be lower. This means that the TrumpRx.gov should always be your first stop before you go to the pharmacy to pick up your prescription, and you'll certainly be checking on your pharmacy by doing this, and at a minimum, you'll know what you're supposed to be paying.
Speaking at a White House event, Trump described the initiative as a major healthcare step, saying, outside of maybe a cure itself, it's one of the biggest developments in healthcare. Mark Cuban welcomed the effort, saying 559 of the generic medicines listed on the government website will come from cost-plus drugs. He predicted prices could drop further as more consumers use the platform. Republicans want cheaper drugs. Independents want cheaper drugs. Democrats want cheaper drugs, Cuban said. I think we're going to do something special.
Thank you for having me, Mr. President. I think other than you, I've been the biggest proponent of TrumpRx.com. And the reason for that is Republicans want cheaper drugs, independents want cheaper drugs, Democrats want cheaper drugs, and together, I think we're going to do something special. What makes Cost Plus drugs different is that when you click through TrumpRx to our site, not only will you see a great price, but you'll see our actual cost and that we only mark it up 15%. And what makes this incredible, Mr. President, all the volume and all the people that are going to come from the site, as our volumes go up, our costs go down, which means we'll be ending up charging less to people over a period of time. So this is a special announcement. This is a special partnership. 559 of those drugs are ours, so we're really excited to be part of this. Thank you so much for having me.
TrumpRx launched in February as part of Trump's broader plan to lower prescription costs by aligning U.S. drug pricing more closely with prices in other developed countries. At launch, the platform focused mainly on brand name medicines from companies such as AstraZeneca, Eli Lilly, EMD Serono, Novo Nordisk, and Pfizer. The updated website now includes tools that allow consumers to compare brand name medicines with generic alternatives, view prices at local chain and independent pharmacies, and in some cases, arrange home delivery. Joe Gebbia, Trump's chief design officer and co-founder of Airbnb, said the new comparison tools make it easier for consumers to search for affordable medicine options. The White House said generic medicines and pricing information will appear separately from discounts on expensive brand-name drugs. Certain medications, including controlled substances, and drugs with strict FDA safety restrictions, will not be offered through the platform. Trump said the latest update increases TrumpRx's offerings by nearly 7 times, and noted that the website has received more than 10 million visits since launching. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, generic medicines make up more than 90% of medications sold in the United States. The TrumpRx expansion marks a broader push to make prescription medicines more affordable for Americans by adding lower-cost generic drugs and offering doorstep delivery for some medications. As generic options grow and price comparison tools improve, officials say the goal is to help consumers find lower-cost treatments more easily, while increasing transparency in drug pricing. That's all for now from Global Pulse Unplugged. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.